If you're planning to visit the beautiful country of Turkey, here are some important travel tips and advice on the top things to know before going to Turkey. Turkey is one of the world's most visited countries with 38 million visitors in 2018. And for good reason. Travel to Turkey is safe, fun, easy, and affordable. Due to the lack of updated information online, I went ahead and put together this travel blog guide to help others travel to Turkey. Hope you enjoy it and happy travels. Traveling to Turkey soon. I have planned for you the perfect 10-day Turkey itinerary for first-time travelers. 1. You likely need to apply for a visa to enter Turkey, yes, even Americans. Check Turkey's Ministry of Foreign Affairs page to see what your country's particular requirements are for entering Turkey. Americans can easily get their visa within 5 minutes of applying online here and paying $20. Since my first trip to Turkey was a surprise, I applied for and received my Turkey visa while waiting in line to see the immigration officer. Remember to print or do a screen capture of the barcode and the approval page and number because it'll be an online link. You will not receive the approval information by email. The multi-entry visa lasts for up to 90 days. 2. Wi-Fi can be spotty and limited for foreigners. Most Wi-Fi spots require a European or Turkish number to get the passcode to access the free Wi-Fi. This includes the Istanbul airport, a critical issue to be aware of since you may need to get your online visa when you land at the airport. The best way around this is to have an international phone plan, get a Turkish SIM card, or have a friend with a Turkish number who can spot you the passcodes to get online. If you choose to buy a Turkish SIM card, make sure to take a SIM card ejector tool with you so you can remove your SIM card tray to put in the SIM card. If you have a new phone, it may support eSIM, so you could choose to get a Turkish eSIM card instead of a physical SIM card, which makes things a lot easier. eSIM cards are downloaded onto your phone, so you don't have to worry about changing out your existing SIM card. Another option is to rent a portable Wi-Fi. These can be ordered online for collection at your hotel or accommodation. At hotels and Airbnbs, I found that the internet would drop constantly. It was frustrating when I had work to do but would have to grab my laptop and go restaurant hopping until I found a stable connection. So while the internet, Wi-Fi in Turkey usually works in most places, it's often too slow, and about 15% of my time in Turkey it would just stop working completely. 3. Some websites are banned in Turkey. Booking.com doesn't allow you to book your stay in Turkey if you're in Turkey. This made it really hard for a last-minute traveler like myself who couldn't book her stay through the platform. Wikipedia is banned in Turkey. Here's why. So get all your research in before you get there, or use the cache function on Google if it's available for your particular search listing. PayPal is inaccessible from Turkey. I definitely did not want to use a proxy to access PayPal in Turkey, but the good news was that I realized that if you have the PayPal mobile application, you can access your account PayPal through that. 4. Weather in Turkey. Of course, the weather depends on what part of Turkey you will be visiting. It's a huge country spanning across 2 continents with diverse topography. Turkey's weather ranges from a desert dry climate to sizzling hot summers to cold snowy winters. Northeastern is generally colder, the center is desert hot, cold, and the Mediterranean area including Istanbul has hot summers and mild winters. 5. Best time to visit Turkey. Summer can be extremely hot, hitting 100 Fahrenheit, but still a lot of fun to go as long as you prepare adequately for the heat. Bring UV umbrellas like this one, sunscreen, and drink plenty of water. But there will be certain places that feel unbearable between 12 p.m. and 5 p.m. in peak summertime, such as Ephesus and Cappadocia. Winter can be cold with snow in certain parts. The tourism low season is November through March. Springtime is gorgeous as everything is in full bloom and it's not yet as hot. This is considered their high peak season. Fall is also a great time to go, but it's also a high peak season. The weather is temperate in most of Turkey around this time. 6. How to dress in Turkey. Turkey is very diverse in topography, politics, and culture. Therefore, you may cross a woman in a little black dress and then turn the corner to find another woman with everything covered but her eyes. There are parts of Turkey that are more conservative like Kayseri, and others where it feels like you're in Los Angeles. Even Istanbul itself has many distinct pockets. Its young and hipster moda neighborhood is like Brooklyn, while its historic district, Sultanahmet, is bustling with museums, markets, and 100-year-old architecture. When deciding what to wear in Turkey, bring both conservative clothes for when you notice a change in culture and don't want to stand out, and your more summery clothes for parts of Turkey where you feel more comfortable. 7. Language and difficulties communicating. English is not widely spoken in Turkey. Most people could not speak English. Pictionary plus memorizing a few Turkish words are essential. Most could not even say yes or no in English. Some rolled their eyes and sighed when I asked if they spoke English. I found more French or German speakers in Istanbul than English speakers. Thus, I had to learn a ton of Turkish words to get by. If you have allergies, disabilities, or food limitations, learn how to say the essentials in Turkish for those things. 8. Cost of travel, living in Turkey. Food ranges from $1 for street food to $5 for a plate at a cute restaurant, to $20 for a drink, appetizer, dessert, and main course at a very nice restaurant. Relative to Western prices, this is very good. Flights equals $20 minus $60 each way within the country. Ble car equals about $1 divided by hour. Public transportation equals starting at 15 cents. Rarely more than $1 each way. Museum entrances equals about $5 minus $10 USD for foreigners. Organized day tours equals starting at $30 USD, and up for a full day of fun plus lunch. Accommodation equals this, of course, depends on what part of Turkey, but it starts at $10 divided by night at hostels, $20 divided by night at Airbnbs, $30 divided by night at hotels. Ist airport to historic center equals $15 minus $20 US. 9. How to get around Turkey. You could also purchase an Istanbul welcome card starting at $75 USD. The welcome card includes access to many popular museums including Hagia Sophia, Topkapi Palace, and a Bosphorus cruise. You'll also get 10 public transportation tickets that can be used on buses, trams, ferry, and the metro. It's easy getting around Turkey. If you're on a super budget but have lots of time on your hands, you can take buses, which are about $10 minus $20 each way. However, if you book ahead of time, you can book flights for $20 minus $60 each way within Turkey. This is likely the best way to travel because you'll save time and energy. Every traveler told me that their overnight bus experience was uncomfortable and they couldn't sleep. So is $10 minus $30 worth losing hours and a good night's sleep? You can also arrange airport shuttles with your hotel homestay for about $12 USD each way. Within cities, public transportation works efficiently. If you'd like to move between cities, then you can take buses. There are even trains that runs through some parts of the country like the Dagu Express train. Taxis are another story, which leads me to the next point. 10. Taking taxis in Turkey, and does Uber work in Turkey? Taxis in Turkey are notorious for cheating and scamming. My first taxi experience was great, but I had to direct him on how to get to my hostel and he missed a turn at the beginning. I think it was an honest mistake since the roads were windy, but sometimes they will pretend they got lost, don't understand you, won't stop just to rack up the meter. They will turn the meter off quickly so you don't see the final price. They can pretend to not have changed, so always carry small bills for taxi rides. Always turn on your GPS so they know that you know where you are going. Uber didn't work when I first arrived in Istanbul in late May, but by mid-June, I had the option to call a metered taxi via Uber. This became my go-to method of using taxis in Istanbul, and then they would enter the final meter number into the Uber app. So take a picture of the meter and let them see you taking that picture. It's unfortunate that you have to take all these precautions, making it feel like an anxiety-inducing experience from start to finish. But better safe than sorry. Also, remember not to pay Uber drivers cash. It's already deducted from your Uber app via credit card. I paid the first 2 Ubers cash and they knowingly took the money. One had the audacity to ask for more money knowing that he was getting paid via Uber. Later I found out it was already paid for via my credit card. I complained to Uber and got my money back. But I noticed more and more cab taxi drivers I ordered through Uber were nicer than non-Uber cab drivers, likely because they care about their star rating, which is one of the great things about Uber. One of the not so great things is that they take a huge commission, which isn't fair. But unfortunately, taxi scams are ubiquitous, and this felt like the best way to have some protection. Not so fun fact, I've read that a lot of the cab drivers come from harder places in Turkey, have to pay a mafia guy some sort of taxi rent for the car, and thus are aggressively desperate to make money however they can. 11. Travel adapter for Turkey. I bought my adapter for about 10 liras and it worked, but uncomfortably. Electronic stores are more basic around Turkey and are usually just smaller shops for repairs. I finally found one with more variety and upgraded to a better converter for about $5. Great price and works really well. But I strongly suggest bringing your own from home so you don't end up wasting time trying to find one here. I recommend this one or this one. 12. Is it safe to travel through Turkey? It's embarrassing to think back on how apprehensive I felt about traveling to Turkey. After the news about the attacks for a few consecutive years, I feared there could be another attack at any moment. Which is silly because there's a gun attack where I'm from every week it seems. But I also thought that maybe it would be hard for a solo female traveler, and I wondered if I could be caught in the midst of something dangerous given some of the political tension. but when I got to Turkey, it immediately felt safer than NYC, safer than much of Europe. I was shocked and felt ashamed that I let media generalizations get the best of me the way they do to so many other countries. In a full month of solo female traveling in Turkey, I didn't get street harassed once, and all I did was walk all around each city and town. I walked past groups of men's clubs with their backgammon, schoolboys, cops, construction men, fearfully carrying the trauma of my NYC Latin background, anxiously anticipating a whistle or a comment. But to my relief, I got nothing, maybe a glance at most. And this was while I was wearing all types of clothing ranging from loose pants to short shorts. Of course, I also didn't go out of my way to befriend strange men or joke with them or laugh with them. I always kept my conversations short with men, but I also do this everywhere as a solo female traveler to be safe. In summary, I never felt my life or belongings in danger. The only thing that made me fear for my life was the way the taxi drivers drive. But I think that's everywhere in the world. So wear a seatbelt. 13. Currency in Turkey. The currency in Turkey is the Turkish lira, and in the past few years, there have been a lot of changes to its value. After some political, economic turmoil, the government cut the inflation zeros and pegged it 1-to-1 with the US dollar. However, this didn't last long, and now it's 15 liras to $1 US dollar. Wow, this is a huge value for your American buck. 14. History, politics and religion in Turkey. Much of Turkey prides itself on its secular and progressive movements, while other parts of Turkish society want a more conservative culture, and to integrate Islam more into everyday parts of life including public institutions. For this topic, I strongly suggest reading up on Mustafa Ataturk, one of the most impactful and key historical figures of Turkey after the fall of the Ottoman Empire. You can also watch one of the many documentaries about him on YouTube. Scroll down to number 17 for other incredible book recommendations. 15. Food in Turkey and Turkish cuisine. Turkish cuisine is largely influenced by Ottoman cuisine, United States, and the search to connect with Turkish heritage, identity. Birds Without Wings by Louis de Bernières, about the fall of the Ottoman Empire, the consequences of World War I and the forced migration of Christian Turks to Greece and Muslim Greeks to Turkey. A Strangeness in My Mind by Orhan Pamuk, account of Istanbul in the 1900 seconds by an Anatolian street hawker. Constantinople, City of the World's Desire by Philip Mansell. Istanbul, Memories and the City by Orhan Pamuk. Ataturk, the biography of the founder of modern Turkey by Andrew Mango. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel and thanks for watching.